Roxanne. She asked if we had any other mothers of 4 Eagles. I know we have at least one mother of 3. A dear friend of mine, Susie McWilliams. Stand up, Susie. Do we have any other mothers of 3 Eagles with us? Anybody else? Okay, stand up if you would. And give us your name if you would. Okay, congratulations. I guess while we're at it, why don't we go ahead and do mothers of 2 Eagles? I know we got some of those. All right. And just for good measure, mothers of 1 Eagle. All right. It is now my pleasure to introduce our Scout Executive for the Indian Waters Council, Eagle Scout Doug Stone, who will make some remarks and then make a special presentation. Doug?
The Scouting program has a rich history of leadership and service at so many different levels. One of those, of course, is service to others. The venerable Eagle Scout Project has positively transformed the lives of millions who have conducted them, and tens of millions who have benefited from them and continue to do so. Tonight, I'm honored to announce a new partnership that will help Eagle Scouts and others continue to make their mark in our communities and in our state. This is going to be done through what will be called 600 in 60 days. Basically, we are ambitiously seeking to build 600 picnic tables at state parks throughout the state during the months of April and May in 2013. Through the incredible generosity of Cox Industries and their Eagle Scout CEO and our board member, Mikey Johnson, all of the materials for the 600 picnic tables will be donated and delivered as needed directly to the state parks, where our scouts will build them and place them for others to enjoy for years to come. This partnership will make a huge impact on our state park system and provide great opportunities for community service for our scouts. Would all of you please join me in thanking Cox Industries and Mikey Johnson? I'm not sure if Mikey's here. Mikey, are you here? Okay. Not here. Scouting certainly is transforming lives in our communities, and it is also helping to save lives. At this time, I'm honored to call upon 2 fellow Eagle Scouts, our Council President, Jay Hennig, and the National Chief Scout Executive of the Boy Scouts of America, Wayne Brock, who will be more formally introduced shortly. They're joining me to bestow a high honor on a young scout in our audience who is not expecting this at all. Earlier this year, on an April afternoon, second-year Webelos scout Eric Anderson was playing with his little brother Sean in the backyard of a neighbor's home with their friend. Their friend's grandmother was supervising and asked the boys if she could let the family dog out. They agreed, and young Sean initially petted the dog, and a short time later, Sean was on a playset. He jumped down. According to police reports, the 90-pound pit bull charged viciously at Sean's feet and started attacking him. At first, Sean's thigh was bitten, and then he fell to the ground. And his feet and ankle were then bitten. The dog then bit his head and his ear in a ripping and tearing manner. As the attack ensued, Sean began screaming, and the grandmother and Eric and the other boy came to help. The dog had Sean pinned to the ground at his chest, and the grandmother had to shove the dog away. The police believed that it was about to bite Sean in the neck, which could have been fatal. Eric and the neighbor boy pulled the bloodied and badly wounded boy to safety inside. Once there, Eric thought his brother was safe. and he ran home to get his father. However, somehow the dog managed to enter the house and started to attack Sean again. At that point, Sean's father had just arrived and pulled him out of the house and into the yard, where first aid was rendered until EMS and law enforcement arrived. Eric Anderson, who is now a Boy Scout with Troop 343, chartered to Emmanuel Lutheran Church in West Columbia, used carrying techniques and basic first aid taught to him to help carry his little brother to safety. By recognizing the situation for what it was, quick thinking, and action to get help, Eric prevented a much more tragic outcome. Eric Anderson, would you please come forward with your mom and dad and your brother Sean? Eric, for demonstrating unusual heroism and extraordinary scouting skills in saving a human life at extreme risk to yourself, the Boy Scouts of America hereby awards you the Honor Medal with crossed palms. This is the highest level of all BSA life-saving awards and is presented to you now by the President of the Indian Waters Council, Mr. Jay Hennig, and the Chief Scout Executive of the Boy Scouts of America, Mr. Wayne Brock. Please join me.
It now gives me great pleasure to formally introduce our keynote speaker. Eagle Scout Wayne Brock is the 12th Chief Scout Executive of the Boy Scouts of America, providing vision and direction to nearly 7,000 BSA employees and local council employees and 1.2 million adult volunteers, as well as 2.7 million youth served in the Scout program with this great nation. Mr. Brock is a recipient of the Eagle Scout Distinguished Eagle Scout Award, the Order of Arrow Distinguished Service Award, and received his degree in music education from East Carolina University. Wayne and his wife Ernestine have one son who is married, and they have a daughter. Ladies and gentlemen, Scouts and Scouters, please give a warm Indian Waters Council welcome to Chief Scout Executive Wayne Brock.
Our National Commissioner, who's a good friend of mine, a volunteer. You know, he says a volunteer is somebody who does something for free. A Scouter is somebody who pays to do it. But I want to tell you, I'm also pleased to say that I was preparing a speech that I was going to make at what we call our national top hands meeting. It's where all the top professionals in the country come. And it was in August. It was my first speech as Chief Scout Executive. And as I was preparing that speech, I got to thinking, I wonder if my Scoutmaster's still alive. I don't know. I had not seen him since 1966 when I left the troop. I got my Eagle in 65 and graduated from high school in 66 and not seen him before. His name was Jack Everett. And so I just did a Google search, see if I could find my hometown, see if there was this Jack Everett still living there, and I called him, and sure enough, he's still alive today. He's in his 80s. And I invited Mr. Everett to come to Phoenix on my expense, and helped me recognize him in front of that group of professionals there that night. And that's something that I'll always treasure, and that I've had the opportunity to really thank my Scoutmaster for the impact that he's had on my life. And again, I want to thank all of you for the impact that you're having on the lives of the children here in the Indian Waters Council. I'm often asked, just about all the time I'm asked, what do I want to accomplish during my tenure as Chief Scout Executive? And trust me, I take it on as very serious. Boy Scouts of America now is 102 years old. There's only been 12 Chief Scout Executives in 102 years. And when people ask me that question, I think they're looking for something really exciting and some great sizzle and whatever I can say. But the honest truth is, it's really quite simple. I just want to make sure that Scouting impacts the lives of as many young people as possible, because Scouting does prepare youth for life. We do have better fathers, mothers, we got girls in venturing, brothers, sisters, corporate leaders, community leaders because of Scouting. There's no question in my mind that this country, and indeed the world, is a better place because of Scouting. And another thing that I want to do is create a culture where, again, no one ever has to say that they weren't thanked for what they've done in Scouting. And I urge all of you in this room tonight to remember the number of lives that are touched by what you do. America's youth is depending upon us. And I'm proud to be here tonight to work alongside you as we deliver the promise to Scouting in the Indian Waters Council. And I'd like to leave you with one final thought. Every baby boy is evidence that God is not yet discouraged with men. Every boy is an invitation for us to try again, and every boy deserves our best efforts. He may be a healthy, alert youth or one with special challenges, but the magic of a uniform gets him off to an even start, and there's a place for him in Scouting. I'm convinced, so long as we give Scouting our best efforts, things will fall into place. You, all of you, are very important to the future of Scouting and what it offers to this country and its young people. And again, thank you so much for inviting me to be here and sharing this evening with you tonight. Thank you.
Wayne, thank you very much for your remarks, for your leadership in this great organization, and for your presence here tonight. In honor of your being here, I'm pleased to inform you that a camp scholarship has been designated in your name for a deserving scout to attend Camp Barstow next summer. Again, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is truly a great night for Scouting and for our community. As we conclude tonight's program and return to our fellowship and later to our homes, we encourage you to keep alive the great things the Eagle Scouts and Scouting have brought to this community. If you're not currently involved in Scouting, I urge you to get plugged back into the program that has meant so much to us. There are so many future Eagle Scouts out there, and even in this room, and they need our help, and there are so many ways that we can do that. A couple of quick housekeeping items. The photographer here tonight has his business card available on the table at the front, as he will have photographs available for purchase online if any of you are interested. And also, Eagle Scouts, don't forget to turn in your survey card to get your souvenir gift in return. And finally, be sure to visit our exhibits and sign up for something that you think will make a difference in the lives of others, just as we are charged to do when we accept the call of the Eagle. This concludes the speaking portion of this evening. Please continue to enjoy the remainder of tonight's event. Good night and Godspeed.